Hey anime lovers, welcome to Anime Ninkaverse. Today, we're diving into the very first episode of Death Note, the anime that redefined what it means to play God. So, grab your snacks, sit back, and let's get into it. The story kicks off in a strange, dark realm, the world of the Shinigami. There, we meet Ryuk, a Shinigami, which literally means God of Death. This eerie world is home to many Shinigami like Ryuk. But instead of doing anything meaningful, they mostly just sleep, gamble, and waste time. And honestly, Ryuk is bored out of his mind. Each Shinigami carries a notebook called the Death Note, a powerful book that lets them kill any human just by writing their name in it. Meanwhile, back in the human world, in Tokyo, Japan, we meet a brilliant high school student named Light Yagami. He's insanely smart, probably top of his class. But deep down, he's tired of how messed up the world is. Murders, thefts, corruption. It's like crime never stops. According to Light, the world has completely rotted. Interestingly, Ryuk feels the same about his own world. It's lifeless, dull, pointless. One regular day, while Light is sitting in his classroom, something strange happens. A black notebook suddenly falls from the sky, right outside his window. Light notices it. After class, curiosity gets the better of him, so he goes to check it out. On the cover, it says, Death Note, a book of death. The first page has some creepy-looking instructions. Rule 1. If you write someone's name in this notebook, that person will die. At first, Light thinks it's some sick joke. He laughs it off, leaves the notebook behind. But something about it pulls him back. The curiosity is too strong, so he picks it up and takes it home. That night, he goes through the rest of the rules. Rule 2. To kill someone, you must have their face in your mind as you write their name. Why? Because there are thousands of people with the same name. This rule makes sure only the one you're thinking about actually dies. And if you don't write the cause of death, the person will simply die of a heart attack, exactly 40 seconds after their name is written. But here's the kicker. You can write down how they die. You can literally script their final moments, like writing a scene in a horror movie. You get 6 minutes and 40 seconds to specify the cause of death after writing someone's name. Still, Light thinks this death note has to be a prank. Just some edgy notebook someone dropped for fun. But deep inside, the curiosity is eating him alive. He has to try it. Just once. He picks up a pen and hesitates. What if someone actually dies? Would that make him a murderer? Suddenly, something on the news catches his attention. A live broadcast is showing a criminal who's taken a group of school kids and their teacher hostage. The suspect's face and name are both clearly shown on the screen. This was his chance. Light carefully writes the man's name in the death note and starts counting. 40 seconds tick by. Nothing happens. Light's just about to laugh it off when the anchor on TV announces breaking news. All hostages have been safely rescued, and the suspect suddenly collapsed and died. Light freezes, his heart races. That wasn't a joke. That wasn't a coincidence. The man actually died. And from a heart attack, just like the rule said. Still, Light isn't fully convinced. Maybe it was a coincidence, a 1 in a million shot. So he decides to test the notebook one more time. But to test it again, Light would need to kill another criminal. The problem? If he picked someone super famous, there was a chance the news wouldn't report it fast enough. He wanted to see the death with his own eyes. That's when he notices something disturbing happening in his own classroom. One of the local bullies was harassing a student and demanding money from him. Light stares at the guy. For a second, he actually considers writing the bully's name in the notebook. But then he hesitates. He can't risk killing someone from his own school. Someone people might connect back to him. Too risky. Suddenly, the girl being harassed screams for help. And before anyone could react, Light had already scribbled the bully's name, Taku. Now all he could do was watch. Meanwhile, back in the Shinigami realm, Ryuk's looking around frustrated. Another Shinigami asks, "Where are you headed?" Ryuk casually says, "I think I dropped my death note." They laugh it off. "Didn't you already steal a spare from the king anyway? Do you even remember where you dropped it?" Cut to a rainy night. Light arrives home soaked but calm. He shows his mom his mock test results. Once again, he's ranked at the top of his class. No surprises there. He goes to his room and pulls out the death note. And what we see is chilling. The notebook is filled with names, tons of them. Light hasn't just tested the death note, he's been using it again and again. And he feels no guilt. In fact, he looks thrilled, alive. And then Ryuk finally appears in his room. As soon as Ryuk appears in his room, Light is shocked. He stumbles back and falls out of his chair, eyes wide. Ryuk just stands there, grinning, and says, "I'm a Shinigami, a god of death?" And yeah, that death note, I dropped it. But I think you've already figured out it's not just some ordinary notebook. Light slowly stands up and says, "I'm not as surprised as you might think. Actually, I was waiting for you." He had already accepted that if the death note was real, then the Shinigami behind it had to be real too. Ryuk laughs. "You know, this isn't the first time a death note has ended up in the human world, but you're the first one who's written so many names in just 5 days." Then Ryuk asks, "Aren't you scared?" Light looks him dead in the eye. "I knew what this notebook was when I used it. I knew it belonged to a Shinigami. So tell me, did you come here to punish me?" Ryuk chuckles. "Nope. I'm not here to do anything to you." He explains that the moment the notebook touched the human world, it became part of it. And now, the death note officially belongs to Light. "It's yours to use however you want," Ryuk says. "And if you ever decide you don't want it, you can just give it to someone else." But Ryuk warns Light, "If you ever give the death note away, all your memories connected to it will be erased." Then he adds something even darker. "When your time to die eventually comes, I will be the one to write your name in my death note." He goes on to explain a terrifying truth. Anyone who uses a death note can't go to heaven or hell. Their soul enters a place beyond human understanding, but where that is, you'll only find out after you die. Just then, there's a knock on Light's door. It's his mother. Ryuk casually says, "Go ahead, you can open it." Light opens the door and his mom walks in with a plate of apples. She can't see Ryuk at all. To her, the room is empty. After she leaves, Ryuk says, "The death note you found used to belong to me." He explains normal humans can't see Shinigami. Only the person who touches the death note can. In other words, the notebook creates a bond between a Shinigami and a human. Then, without hesitation, Ryuk picks up an apple and takes a bite. He loves it. "Man, apples in the human world are delicious," he says as he chomps down the rest like candy. Light, still processing everything, asks, "So, why did you choose me?" But Ryuk laughs and replies, "I didn't choose anyone. I just dropped my death note into the human world for fun. And by pure chance, Light was the one who found it. You think you're special, that you're smart enough to be chosen?" Ryuk chuckles. The notebook just happened to fall in Japan, and you just happened to be the one who picked it up, that's all. That's also why Ryuk wrote all the death note rules in English, the most widely spoken language on Earth. So whoever found it could understand the rules. Light looks at him and says, "You're the one who wrote those rules? So that means you dropped this notebook on purpose, didn't you?" Ryuk grins and admits, "Yeah. I did it because I was bored." The Shinigami world had become painfully dull. No one had anything interesting to do anymore. They either slept all day or gambled their time away. Nowadays, writing names in a death note is considered a joke. If any Shinigami still bothers to do it, the others laugh at them. And no, they can't kill each other by writing names. They all live in the Shinigami realm, and even killing humans doesn't excite them anymore. So Ryuk had an idea. If he dropped his death note into the human world, maybe something interesting would happen. And he was right. Because when he finally saw how many names Light had already written in just a few days, even he was shocked. But out of all those names, Light had only written a specific cause of death for one person, that bully who died by getting hit by a truck. The rest? They all died of simple heart attacks. And that's exactly what Light liked about it. He planned to write the names of every criminal in the world, big or small, into that notebook. And if they all died of heart attacks, people would start to notice. They'd realize These deaths weren't random. Someone was behind them. "I want the world to know about me," Light says. "I want people to know there's someone out there who punishes the wicked." Ryuk asks him, "Why do you even care about punishing bad people?" And Light answers with a cold smirk, "Because I was bored too." There's something about the Death Note, something strange. It pulls humans in, tempts them to try it just once. Just like that day when Light killed that bully for the first time. Back then, Light was scared. He thought to himself, "I just killed 2 people. They were human beings. This isn't some small mistake. Who am I to decide who lives or dies?" But then his thoughts shifted. Wait, this is exactly what I wanted. This world is rotting and the people responsible for it. They deserve to die. Someone has to do it. So why not me? If this Death Note had ended up in someone else's hands, do you think they'd have the courage to do what I'm doing? Number only, I can do this. Only I am capable. I'll do it. With the power of this notebook, I'll change the world. From that moment on, Light kept writing names, one after another, erasing criminals from existence. He didn't hesitate, not even once. He began with the most dangerous and notorious criminals in the world, as if he were cleansing the earth. Then he'd go after the rest of the evil, and with that, society would heal. He'd create a new world, a world without evil, a world full of honesty and justice. But Ryuk smirks and says, "Then you will be the only evil person left." Light glares at him and replies, "What are you talking about, Ryuk? I'm the top student in all of Japan," Light declares proudly, "and I will become the god of this new world." Hearing this, even Ryuk is stunned. He chuckles and says, "Just as I thought, humans are truly fascinating." And with that, episode 1 comes to an end. So friends, how did you like the video? Let me know in the comments below. If this video gets a great response, I'll definitely continue this series. So don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. I'll see you very soon with the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.